Welcome in, welcome in. You know what today is, Demetrius. What is today? Today, Friday. That's right. It's the A here on the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, and we're going to have a shortened 30-minute show as Demetrius and myself have to take care of some administrative things to prepare ourselves, as we'll be on site for this weekend's Made Hoops. A lot of Arkansas flavor, as tonight we'll be covering Woods Elite 17U. Arkansas offers Jalen Williams, Moses Moody, and also Chris Moore were all reaffirmed of their offer from new head basketball coach Eric Musselman. We'll be at Fayetteville High. That game, if you want to come out, you can catch them 7:45. I'm going to bring in my producer and co-host. Demetrius, how excited are you to be able to? And for those that want to catch us, we'll have a mixtape produced from our producer, Demigod Demetrius Johnson, and On the Hill that you can catch probably on Sunday or something like that. But we're going to step away. A big show today at 1:15, 2020. Shooting guard Kyrie Walker. He's going to join us and talk about Coach Musselman, his relationship, and where this recruiting thing will be going from here on out as far as Arkansas is concerned. And at 1:30, Kevin McGuffey of the Big Blue Nation. You know, Kentucky's had a lot of people say they're going to forego and head to the draft. We'll find out that status and, you know, what he thinks of the new coaches that come in. But all that's upcoming. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a moment. Hey everyone, it's Pat Jenkins here of OTH. That's right, On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. We come to you each and every day here, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 2 on KDSJ 479. Be sure and tune in if you want to hear about SEC and the Arkansas Razorbacks. It's OTH. Holla.
That logo and the brand is pretty doggone powerful.
I heard you talk about LSU and the experience there. So you had a taste. You kind of knew about Arkansas and the passion for it, but it's even been a little bit bigger than you thought.
I expected something really cool, and that's really what it is you know, just and knowing that it's, you know, it's the brand in the state, and it's kind of it's a state thing. It's not just a, you know, regional thing, and that's different from most places.
Has anything happened with your assistant coaches?
No, we're still talking to guys, and I had some good meetings this week with the current guys, and they've been awesome trying to kind of catch me up to speed on everything, and just, you know, we haven't had enough time in the day to try to put everything together, but we're working at it.
How are the meetings with the players going?
Great. The players are great, really good character kids. They're excited. They seem to be really enthused, and you know, so we'll just keep getting to know them, and we'll really start, you know, in a couple, you know, week and a half, we'll really be able to spend time with them.
Are there similarities in the style with what they were doing and what you do, you know, getting up and down the court and getting after people? Are there some similarities?
Welcome back. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, coming to you live each and every day here on KDSJ 479, and it's our A edition but it's also our special guest edition as Arkansas newly named Eric Musselman, the new head basketball coach at the University of Arkansas, and people start talking about recruiting. He wasted no time as he started the recruiting trail by offering our guest 2020 five-star shooting guard Kyrie Walker from Hillcrest Prep Academy in Phoenix, Arizona. Kyrie, welcome to the Hill, my man.
What's going on? What's going on?
Talk about your relationship, Kyrie. You were offered by Eric Musselman at Nevada. Coach moves to Arkansas, and initially, you're one of the first two to get offered. You and your teammate Dalen Terry. Talk about the relationship that you have with Coach Musselman and what this means for Arkansas. With Coach Musselman now being in Fayetteville.
SEC, it's
that was an option of mine. But it was a little change of plans. When you got the coaching job at Arkansas, I got the text that he was gonna recruit me. So it was cool.
When you talk about Coach Musselman, as you said, he's recruited you for quite some time. You were previously committed to A-State, Arizona State. What went into that decision to decommit? And, Kyrie, what are you looking for? I know you got another year of high school basketball, but what will be some of the key things that you'll be looking for in your school of choice?
I'm looking for, a coach that's going to let me rock out. Just pretty much it. A lot of coaches, play a lot of different basketballs. I'm not big on that. But, I just like the whole team with ASU. I felt like I would be a good point guard there. I felt like the offense, is good for guards that could go out, run. So, that was an opportunity. But the reason I decommitted, I want an opportunity to be recruited. I didn't get a chance, go on my business or anything. So I was a little tied down for a year. But, I actually, told my parents, I want to have an opportunity to be recruited. So, I made that decision.
When you look at it, you, as I mentioned, Dalen Terry and Moses Moody, all were offered on Monday. I know you keep in contact, as you told me on the phone, that you're real familiar with Moses. To see Coach Musselman to, be able to extend offers and recruit some of those types of players in your class, how does that help or impress you by just his aggressiveness going after the best?
I was really good. I wasn't too shocked, but I knew it was going to end up coming in, anyway. So I was just getting ready for it.
When you look at this now, I asked your friend, asked your buddy DT. He came on a couple days ago, and you guys have this thing. I was watching the video, and eye bangers. Explain eye bangers to me, KW. What does that mean?
Eye bangers is like get your eye busted out. It's plain and simple. So, it was, eye bangers. I started it. I don't really be saying that, but eye bangers. Somebody say, if I'm hot, my teammates gonna come with me. You know what I'm saying? Eye bangers. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm with baby food right now. A whole bunch of I got all kinds of baby food out there, baby snacks. I got all kinds of everything. I come with it.
Now, you and DT told us a story when he was on a few days ago about, I guess you guys were working a tournament and you got your offer, and shortly after yours, he got his. Talk about that, because I know you guys have expressed interest on playing together. Is that something that you really want to look into, or when it comes down to it, make the best decision for the both of you on which school you do attend?
For sure, make the best decision for both of us. It'd be cool to play with him, but it's not, at the end of the day. It's just a game of basketball. So whatever happens between me and him. But he's gonna always be the bro, no matter what.
Kyrie, you have a story that really interests me, and you were telling me. Could you explain to listeners about? I know you're the way that you have handles is something I hadn't seen. Where did that initiate from, and why are you such a great ball handler at such a young age?
Growing up, I was playing a four. I'm playing a four, I was really bigger than everybody, you know, fourth, fifth grade. So I had to, you know, everybody got, you know, a lot of people got taller than me, and, you know, more size. So I had to, you know, develop a handle. If not, you know, I would be the point guard or whatever. So, you know, my dad just worked about the handle, and we just worked on handles pretty much. You know, got the handles right. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
I got a lot of combos nowadays.
That's what my next question is. You know, at the collegiate or the professional level, KW, who do you most watch and kind of emulate some of the things that they do and go out and perform in your game?
Pretty much James Harden, Paul George. You know, I got a James Harden body. I got big shoulders. So, you know, I got crazy, pitch athletic. You know, Paul George is just, you know, he got, you know, smooth game, a lot of moves, a lot of combos.
Right.
So, you know, I like combos. You know, that's pretty much it for me.
Talking with 2020 5-star shooting combo guard Kyrie Walker out of Hillcrest Prep Academy in Phoenix, Arizona. Offered by new head basketball coach Eric Musselman here at Arkansas. Kyrie, could you name some schools outside of Arkansas that are showing, you know, what you guys call now the most love in the recruiting process up to this point?
It's Tennessee, Memphis, Nevada, UCLA. UCLA or USC. Oh my God. Hold on, I actually got a list. I'll tell you right now. Give me a second. I got a list, you know.
I like that.
You know, sometimes I don't know off the top of my head, so I got a little list. So it's Memphis, UCLA, LSU, Oklahoma, Cal, Illinois, GCU, Texas, Nevada, Virginia, Georgetown, and Oregon. You know, they, you know, all of them show a lot of love. You know, they just, you know, they, you know, always reach out. You know, they just, you know, ever since I decommitted, you know, a lot of schools been at me. So, you know, it's just, you know, it's a matter of time where, you know, where the great, you know, where I should be going. You know, I got, you know, it's too late. It's not late, but, you know, it's not too early for me to choose yet.
Right.
So I'm just, you know, you know, watching the March Madness thing, you know, giving me a lot of eyes, you know, wish I know how my game could look to certain teams' offense. You know how a lot of coaches let their these freshmen play.
Right.
So, you know, that was a really big thing to me. You know, I want to go into my freshman year.
Talking with Kyrie.
My first time picking up basketball. Yeah, my first time picking up a basketball was like 10 years old, 10, 11 years old. So I didn't have, you know, I haven't been playing the game for super long. You know, a lot of kids have been picking up the ball since they was 4 or 3. You know, when I was playing football, playing baseball, doing other things than playing basketball. So, you know, but, you know, basketball is everything I know and everything, you know. It's my love. I got so much love for the game, so all I pretty much is going to do something not involved with basketball. That's pretty much it.
With your confidence level, I can see you being a coach. So after basketball, I'm going to be looking for Kyrie Walker, the coach, at somebody's university because, like I said, you just have something special about you, young man. But for now, we want to thank you for taking time out on the Hill. And Kyrie, can maybe we get together at least once a month and kind of keep a track on how things are going throughout the summer.
For sure.
All right. Well, thanks for taking. All right, man. Thanks for taking time out on the Hill.
Okay.
That was 2025 star combo guard Kyrie Walker, a major target Demetrius, for Eric Musselman and staff. It's a situation when you get kids like this to look at your school, and you guys heard that list. It's a who's who. I mean, this kid is highly coveted, but for the simple fact that Arkansas is able to even be mentioned shows you the type of effect that Eric Musselman and his previous staff that he's going to put together. They're going to have a very aggressive approach here at Arkansas, but we're going to step away and catch us a real quick one, pay a few bills, and when we come back, it's Big Blue Nation's Kevin McGuffey. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479.
They see you doing something that they can't do. I'm doing something now a lot of people can't do across the country.
Hey everyone, it's Pat Jenkins here of OTH. That's right, On the Hill with Pat Jenkins, Sports Talk Radio. We come to you each and every day here, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 2 on KDSJ 479. Be sure and tune in if you want to hear about SEC and the Arkansas Razorbacks. It's OTH. Holla. Welcome back. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. It's our Friday edition. It's our A edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. And real quick, before we get to our next guest, Big Blue Nation's Kevin McGuffey, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Lindsay & Associates, with an office location in Fayetteville and office location also too in Rogers. The Baymont Hotel, located at 735 South Shiloh Drive. Locomotion, located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall. And lastly, our newest sponsor, Corey Beck's Custom Painting. But as we said, we'd like to continue on and give you some SEC throughout On the Hill Sports Talk. And we want to take a trip down to Lexington, Kentucky, because there's a lot of things taking place on that campus. So what better way to catch up with Big Blue Nation's Kevin McGuffey. Kevin, welcome back to the Hill, my brother.
Thank you, Pat. It's always good to be on with you. And as you said, there's a whole lot going on up here right now.
Absolutely. Talk about a little bit. First we'll get off into Calipari, but what I want to talk about is the Exodus early entry. Tyler Harrell came out, I believe, today, announced that he would be entering the NBA draft, I believe, last week or just a few days prior. P.J. Washington announced. What do you make of that, and how will it affect this team? What will be the look of this basketball team in 2019-2020, Coach Cal?
Well, even more of an update, Emmanuel quickly, about an hour and a half so, announced that he's coming back next year, saying he's got unfinished business.
Right.
So basically we're 2 for 4, I think. Hero and PJ have said they're going. Actually, and Keldon Johnson.
Right.
And then you have Ashton Hagans and and now quickly both saying they're coming back. Like I said, PJ's gone. He's not coming back. He came back last year and proved that with Calipari's system, you don't have to be a one and done.
Right.
You can come back
Good
for
point.
that second year. Many of us up here in Big Blue Nation are hoping that some of these other guys will come back. I'm kind of skeptical. I think Hero and Johnson will both stay in the draft, but we'll see. But as far as next year's team, the Cats picked up another graduate transfer, Nate Sestina from Bucknell, who's kind of an inside-outside guy. He can hit the three, he can play down low. I don't think he's going to be. He may not be as dominant, or not dominant, but as Reed Travis, but something similar along those lines.
Right.
They have some good guys coming in, next year with Whitney and Maxey and the kid from here in Kentucky, Dante Allen. It's going to be another one of those Calipari teams. They're going to be some youth. Hopefully they're going to have some guys back, and then we'll see. Be that thing we see every year where they start slow, and then finally start gelling towards once you hit January. So, and they're still in on a couple of recruits. Matthew Hurt
Right.
is a name that keeps coming up. He's playing in the Nike Summit, I think, tonight, and so we'll just have to see. But that's kind of where we are right now. 2 guys definitely for sure. Quickly and Hagans have said they're coming back, and like I said, PJ's not coming back, and then the other 2, they're just kind of saying they're going to see where they, because you can do that now. Go through the
Right.
process and see what kind of feedback you get, and you can come back to school. So, but personally, I would be surprised if either one of them came back. I hate to say that for everybody in Big Blue Nation, but that's just my opinion.
Kevin, when you talk about March Madness, it goes well beyond the ball games, the 68 games that you get a chance to see, the national championship in that one shining moment. There's a lot of madness going on in the coaching profession. Arkansas was forced to let go of Coach Mike Anderson, Kennedy at A&M, Avery Johnson there at Alabama, Bryce Drew over at Vanderbilt. So a lot of new moving parts. There's a lot of big-time coaches coming in. You look at this, Kevin, you have 7 teams that made the NCAA tournament with 3 coaches entering, Oates being from Buffalo, all having played in this year's tournament. That's 10. Tom Crean, the list goes on and on. Talk about the brand of coaching that will take place. Have you ever seen it this deep from a coaching standpoint, from top to bottom, 1 through 14?
No, not at all. I mean, it's crazy. And you and I had talked, previously. I think Musselman is a great hire. I think he's going to do really, really good things. At Arkansas, and as you said, Oates, some of these other guys. I guess right now the LSU situation is kind of the only one.
Good point.
In a state of flux, and I believe I saw today where Frank Martin, I think is going to stay at South Carolina. Cincinnati had been interested in him. No, I agree. I think this is, as far as coaching, I think this is probably, maybe the best crop of coaches they've probably ever had, in the SEC, and that's even going back, even you can go back to the 80s or even,
Right.
The 90s, where you had, you had Pitino, Kentucky, and Nolan Richardson, Arkansas, and even back before that. But yeah, I think 1 to 14, I think is just, it's crazy how deep, how good the coaches are in the SEC. It's going to be really interesting to see, going forward, how everything plays out.
when you look at coaches, nobody sets a standard more high in the SEC than John Calipari. You guys recently extended a lifetime contract. I know maybe not numbers still yet to be worked out, but do you know any scuttlebutt of maybe some of the little details of that long time deal?
I think he turned 60 this year, and his previous contract he was making somewhere around $9.2 million, I think, a season. Kind of ballpark somewhere in there. So
right.
You got to figure he probably got a little bit of a pay raise, and we're expecting, Coach K, he's 70, he's into his 70s now and still going. You figure, when Calipari got the job, 10 years ago, he's like, well, if I make it 10 years, I'll be doing good.
Right, good point.
And now, he's getting ready to start his second decade here. So I think it's probably, like I said, they've never officially announced the numbers. And Cal's even been on, various shows saying, well, I don't know what a lifetime contract is. What does that mean? It could be 1 year, it could be 3 years. But, it's somewhere around the ballpark, like I said, 9 to 10 years, I think. And like I said, he was making about $9 million the season before. So you're looking, probably at another 10 years,
Wow.
And he would be 70 at that point. That would take you up to the end of the 28, 29 season.
Right.
2029 season, which, just seems, incredible to think about. But, then you see all these, that far in the future, but then you see like all these football, college football teams that are scheduling, series that start in like 2030.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, no, I think, I really think, the talk was like about 3 to 4 years ago that he really, really thought about going. He was offered the Cavaliers job, and I think that's as close, from everything we've all heard around here, that was as close to him leaving. I don't really think there was anything to the UCLA. He says there wasn't, so, we just have to take him at his word, I guess.
Absolutely.
But yeah, if he sticks around 10 years, it'll be 70, and he'll be 70, and it'll be 20 years here at Kentucky. So, just bigger, hopefully bigger, keep the, it's been a pretty incredible 10-year run, and hopefully it'll keep going.
Well, I'm of the belief, as long as Cal's in the conference, it's all good, and I think this is just only going to ascend up as far as the basketball goes. But like I say, Kevin, it just means more. And always, my man, thanks for taking time out on the hill. You have a blessed one, and we'll be sure and catch up here real, real soon, my man.
Yeah, that sounds great, Pat. Thank you for having me on as always. I really appreciate it, and anytime, always enjoy talking to you guys.
All right. That was Kevin McGuffey of the Big Blue Nation giving us the skinny on all the goings-ons in Lexington, Kentucky, as far as the Kentucky Wildcats are concerned. A lot of guys, a lot of moving parts in that basketball program. But, Kentucky, he'll replace and